Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today talking to you about various entertainment topics this week. And we've been on a little hiatus, but we're back. It's 2022.
Back at it again.
And so we're going to go ahead and jump right into our top stories. And so I'm going to go first. And I am going to do a RIP to Betty White and Bob Saget.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Thank you very much, 2022.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, Betty White was technically 2021 because it was New Year's Eve, I believe. But
still.
Yeah. So, but I'll start with Bob Saget. I mean, number one, I won't be able to do any justice to Betty White whatsoever, but I'll start with Bob Saget. And, you know, for me personally, I honestly didn't know much about him other than him being on Family House and him being kind of... Yeah, thank you. You know, I was thinking about Family Ties.
That was like Family Matters.
Family Matters and stuff. Yeah, I was looking at Family Ties last night, actually, on TV. And so that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, Full House, my apologies. And, but yeah, him being on Full House and on his kind of little racy, you know, because you just saw him only as the father on that show. And then lo and behold, he's a little racy when he does his comedy act. And you didn't kind of hear about that until a few years later. And so, you know, just knowing that his stand-up was like that. But, you know, I always thought he was a nice guy. You know, it seemed like he, you know, was somebody that... you know, just you never really heard anything about. He was like one of those people that, you know, that was his thing. And then he did his comedy stand-up, which he really loved and seemed to be very passionate about. And then he was kind of off the radar. He didn't really do any other acting that I was familiar with. And so, but I mean, since his passing, I guess what I've realized is how loved he was by everyone. So like, you know, John Stamos hasn't been the same. Like he has just been like, I'm a wreck. And, you know, the mornings are terrible because I used to always get a morning text from him. And so that's kind of, you know, not working for him. The other Full House star, now I can't even think of his name, but he was just saying how, you know, he was like a brother to him. Everybody, the kids that were on the show, the Olsen twins and Candace and everybody has just had all the wonderful positive things to say about him. And, you know, I found out today that I guess he was actually laid to rest today. They think it's like 5 days after he had passed away.
Okay.
And I think they had said that he was just found in his hotel room, laying on his back, hands on his chest, like just like he had been sleeping. And I don't know if he had a heart attack. They had said previously he had COVID like a week or so before. So not sure if it's complications from that. So I guess we'll find out after further autopsies and things like that. But they did say it wasn't anything illicit or drugs or anything like that. I'm hearing from people like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said he's kicking himself right now because he didn't answer the last text he had sent him.
Yeah, that's gotta be horrible.
And I was looking at a show and she was just in tears talking about him and how he told her, you're a strong black woman. You should go out there and not feel like you need to water yourself down. Do what you got to do for you. And she was like, for a white man to be telling me that's what I need to do as a black woman. Like she could barely get it out because she was just so like, he helped her to realize who she is.
He inspired her to be herself.
And she wouldn't be where she is if it wasn't for Bob Saget. Yeah. And those are the things you really don't know about. And Jimmy Kimmel, when he tried to talk about him, he could barely get the words out, you know. So I guess, you know, it's just one of those things that is somebody you know of, but you just don't really know about them to the degree that the people in the industry knew about him. And one of the things that I thought was interesting that I've heard about recently is he's trying to bring awareness and light to sclerodoma.
Sclerodoma, yeah.
So sclerodoma is a skin disease that kind of tightens your skin. It actually makes it so that like your fingers and your joints and everything just don't really operate the way
There's no elasticity.
Yes, exactly. No elasticity. They don't work the way that you would expect them to. So it's a tightening of the skin. I wrote down here that, you know, it's finger pain, toe pain. Sometimes it's dealing with arthritis. It can even cause trouble swallowing and muscle weakness and things of that nature. And his sister died of that in 1994 at 47 years old. And we actually have a family member who is dealing with that.
I told you about how I figured out, like when she was sick when she was younger and she was sick, I was like, Nessa was saying like everything that she was trying to try for her, and I was like, she looks like Bob Saget's sister, and everybody was like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever.
Interesting.
You know why? Because it was a Lifetime movie that was about Bob Saget's sister, and the name of this disease was scleroderma.
You watched it and you remembered it.
It's a Lifetime movie.
Right. Why were you watching a Lifetime movie?
Well, when was I watching Lifetime? At that age when we didn't have cable at the house.
Right, exactly.
So when was I watching this Lifetime movie? It had to have been at like on Marilyn's house or something. But that movie that I watched, it was about her, and then it happened to be that, that's how we got Diamond. Shout out to Diamond.
Shout out Diamond.
Dimey.
And so, but yeah, basically he said that his life's mission was to bring awareness to that. So I guess through the movie and different things, I mean, you obviously were made aware of it through Bob Saget's sister, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the thing. And it's interesting because they said just like 3 weeks ago, he had said that he was going to continue to bring awareness to this disease when he died. And he didn't say until I die.
Yeah, he said
when I die. And everybody is talking about that now, like, wow, he like accidentally said, when I die, I'm still going to be bringing things to this, awareness to this disease. And I feel like just us even talking about it is helping him to fulfill that legacy of wanting to continue to bring awareness. And with us having somebody in our family that suffers from that too. So,
but being able to have like all those celebrity friends that you can just like, now they're probably going to take their money and just be like, yeah, well, I'm just going to like put this much money into the research for
this, exactly. Hold events and fundraisers and things of that. But scleroderma is commonly found in women, typically people of color. It's from 30 to 50 years old. The symptoms typically show up for people. Our family member is younger than that. And so, we just too wanted to bring attention to that. So rest in peace, Bob Saget, and I just pray that the awareness continues to get out in regards to that condition and, all of his life's work in regards to his comedy. He's left a legacy with all of the people's lives that he has touched. Yeah. So, and then Betty White, it'll probably be even less time that I can talk about Betty White just because of the fact that there's just so much to talk about with Betty White that you almost don't want to start down a certain path because
it's like almost a decade.
Almost a decade. A decade is only 10 years.
Jesus, I did not.
Maybe a centennial or something. But the 80 years, 80 decades of work that Betty White has done. A lot of things in regards to game shows and things of that nature. She actually won the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest TV career in history.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she deserves that.
Yeah, definitely. And so she ended up, being somebody that was on a ton of different sitcoms and shows. For me personally, the first thing I saw her on was the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Okay. I don't remember her as much other than seeing clips as I got older, but I wasn't born to see her on a lot of the game shows that she was on. Maybe $100,000 Pyramid, maybe on that one. But so she just loved the game shows. She was on Password, The Match Game, Tattletales, To Tell the Truth, Hollywood Squares, the $25,000 Pyramid. So she was on a lot of those different shows. She's got Emmy Awards. She's got I think she had 8 Emmy Awards that she had won. And she ended up meeting her husband on one of the game shows. So he was a host of one of the game shows. And Alan London, was the host. And so they said he proposed to her twice before she said yes. She did not say yes initially. She was married before him, but she always said he was the love of her life. And she said that she wanted to have a career more than she wanted to have children. So that's why she ended up getting divorced from the first marriage, was because she just wanted to go after her career and do what she wanted to do as opposed to having children. And she never had any regrets about that. So
she has no kids at all?
No kids.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't need, she has the whole world.
Yeah, she was everybody's grandmother, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. God. So 1963 was when they got married, and he passed away in 1981 of stomach cancer. And she said that, in different interviews and things like that, that they knew he was passing, but they were just like, you know what, we're just going to live our lives and continue to do what we do and just enjoy each other and the company and the short amount of time that we have. And so I just found that kind of endearing. And they did say, and I don't know how true this is, but the last word she said was Alan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's just,
I know, right?
the love, so much. And so they said the cause of death for her was a stroke that she had about 6 days before she actually passed away. And, she was 99 years old. She was a few weeks, I think 3 weeks from being 100 on January, I think 17th, she was turning 100. And all I'll say is rest in peace, Betty White. A legend, an icon, whatever words that you can use, the greatest of all time, all of that.
Let's hit one time. To the window, to the wall.
But yeah, I mean, she was just an amazing person, sweet, kind, loved animals, was involved in ranches and animal reserves and, things that just kind of helped to, I don't know, it was just everything that she did just felt like it just turned to gold. So,
for her to be on television and still relevant for that long of time, that's just amazing.
It's a huge feat. Really and that's why she's got the Guinness Book of World Records, and I think it's going to be extremely hard for somebody to beat her with that.
Is there anybody who would be able to beat her?
I don't know. They probably have to start off at a very young age in order to continue going like that, so I don't even know who that kind of person or actor could be, but all right, so I'm going to hand it over to you. What is your number one thing?
So my number one thing is going to, I'm gonna go a little bit strange with this. So this show is called The Lost Daughter.
The Lost Daughter. Okay, yep, saw that.
It's on Netflix, just came out. Great cast and everything. I will say it is weird. I don't understand. I felt like it was one of those independent films, kind of movie. When you watched it, if I would have saw it on Sundance or IFC, I would have been like, oh, okay, so this is an indie kind of movie. There's no real meaning for the entire movie. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's a strange movie. It's a story of a woman who decides to, decides to do kind of like Betty White did, but this chick had children. So she decided to choose herself and her career and everything over her family. So she had 2 young daughters and everything. So it's basically what men have been doing for ever. So, and if you watch the movie, then you'll definitely understand the way that she is portrayed when I say a man, how men do in marriages. They'll be like, oh, okay, You take care of the kids. I'm working. I'm worried about But it does tell the battles and the struggles of people choosing their dream and not doing the proper thing. I guess is what they would call it.
Yeah, it almost felt like it was. Are you going to do what's expected, or are you going to follow your heart?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a great cast. Olivia Colman. She is a beast, okay? She's been on a lot of things. She has another one that I'm going to have to pull up on, next week.
She's gotten some awards and played the Queen.
She actually played the Queen. Mm-hmm. And, I don't have a problem with her playing the Queen.
No, she did a really good job as Queen Elizabeth.
Well, I mean,
she's Crown.
Really, really amazing. You definitely can see her range of... in the series of things that she has done. So you spoke about The Crown. I'm talking about Lost Daughter, and then the next one that we do next week, I'll go ahead and have that one up about I think it's a show or semi-series or something like that that she has coming out. And that is the different ways that she's very diverse when it comes to how she acts. Mm-hmm. She can be serious and play the Queen 1 minute, and then this one is this lady who is it's not, I don't know what this lady was and what her character was in The Lost Daughter, but then going into a comedy, into the funny one for the show I'm going to do next week.
Okay.
But she does great. It has Jessie Buckley in it, Dakota Johnson. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Dakota Johnson. Ed Harris. Do you remember Ed Harris?
I remember Ed Harris.
Ed Harris and Peter Sarsgaard.
Yes.
Yeah. So while Olivia, her name in the movie is Leda, while she's on vacation, in her now middle age, she thinks back on if she made the right choices in her life. She does see Dakota Johnson and her young daughter on the beach playing, and then that's when she starts to think about her whole did she do right by her children by doing what she wanted, type thing. Just making sure she made the right choices. But some weird things happen.
Yeah.
Very odd,
Very
weird things.
strange
I don't want to say anything
No,
because
you
as soon as I
can't
say something,
anything.
but it's like you're going to give it away, but it's nothing to give away at
Yeah,
all
it's
whatsoever.
it's no purpose to the strange things that happen.
Yeah, see,
it's
that's
like,
what I said.
okay,
Like,
why did that have to happen?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
yeah.
So, yeah, and I was trying to figure out, because it's called The Lost Daughter, so I'm like, who's the lost daughter? And they start down a path to make you think somebody's the lost daughter, but then it flips around and it's not. So then I'm like, who's the lost daughter, even at the end of it? Who was the director on this and the writer?
Okay, all right. So it was written. It was director and I guess she co-wrote on it was Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal's sister.
Yeah, but it was based on a novel though by Elena Fuerte. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe the novel would be better than the movie, but it's a movie that goes nowhere. It takes you nowhere.
It takes you on a path of
emotional and I wouldn't say too much emotional.
I will
feeling
say
her
this.
emotions, I guess.
Well, and I can't even say it, so never mind. We'll have to talk about it offline because what I feel that the movie did is something that I really can't say without possibly spoiling it, but it's not even.
But it's nothing even to spoil.
Right?
It's so weird. How is there a movie? How is there a movie that's like Seinfeld?
Right.
It's a movie about nothing.
Right. Exactly.
How is that? How is that a thing? So yeah. But I mean, it is a good movie to watch.
Yeah,
I will tell you that
it kept me involved because
Yes.
the whole time your mind is going like, "Where's this going?
Yeah,
What's happening? What's going on?" Yeah,
But then it is a movie about nothing, basically. It has a beginning, it has a middle, and the end is somewhere in the middle, I guess, or the beginning. I don't know where the end is, but I mean, as far as
there is an end.
I would say this: the acting in the movie is great.
Yeah, the acting is great. The flow of the movie is strange, along with the dialogue of the movie, along with the plot of the movie. So if you like something that has some interesting dynamics, twists, not even twists and turns, I can't even describe it. But anyway, if you like something that just keeps you guessing, then watch it. If that is going to frustrate you, don't even start.
But then she had something wrong with her. Which, that's not giving away anything. But she had something wrong with her, which I don't understand what that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
What? Look, okay, if you want to look at a movie about good acting, with good acting. If you
want to see good actors,
you can
go ahead and watch
definitely
it.
Go with that. I would definitely say that it is not going to be my top pick, my
No, you can't.
you know what I want to watch? The Lost Daughter.
Yeah,
no, once you watch it once, then you probably watch it again and be like, did I miss something?
Right.
Let me rewind.
One of the things that I recognized, because I did look it up on Rotten Tomatoes as I was watching it, because I was like, what are people thinking about this? Am I missing something?
What
on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics absolutely loved it.
Okay, who are these critics?
90-something%.
Who are
absolutely loved it. For the actual viewers who are not critics, they splattered it. They were maybe 40%.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea. If you can watch something with the critic's mind, with the cinematography in mind, the background, the landscape, whatever. If you want to watch it for that, then it's beautiful.
It's great. It's great. It is very beautiful.
If you're looking at it for, like you said, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Yeah, they were in Greece. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
So for the beginning, the middle, and the end, the plot, the story, that's probably where the regular everyday folks are like, it didn't do anything for me. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you really look into it, then you can kind of see. I guess you can kind of see how. I guess critics would be like, oh my God, this is the actual, without the cinematography and anything, but with the storyline. I mean,
and critics like
because it's a lot of back and forth jumping,
deep pauses.
Yeah, no, I ain't got time for that now. Nobody has time for that.
But they like that. They like
TikToks
that.
TikToks are no longer than 3 minutes. YouTube videos are probably now 2 minutes now.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I think that the critics were looking for, were things that were like, oh, it's that deep pause, and you're looking at her facial expressions, and you don't know, what is she thinking? And that's the kind of stuff that I think the critics are going with.
Yeah.
But and why she might even be up for some kind of award for this. You just never know.
Yeah.
But yeah. But all right.
But that's what I got. The Lost Daughter on Netflix.
The Lost Daughter, Netflix. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
buddy.
Well,
What you got next?
Next for me is Yellow Jackets on Showtime.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a new show, first season. It comes on Sundays. The cast includes, I would say there's probably 2 to 3 main characters that you would recognize, so to speak. So one is Juliette Lewis. I think everybody probably knows.
What?
If you don't know her name, but Juliette Lewis, like she was in California. She was in, like, she's just been in a whole lot of stuff. She was in Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
She was in Cape Fear. She was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. She's in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Maybe she will be the next Betty White.
I don't know. Did she start young enough? I'm not sure.
She was in some high school type movies.
Yeah,
right?
she was. Because I think even in Cape Fear, she was pretty young because she was the daughter. So anyway, but yeah, so that is, kind of the main character that I recognize also with Christina Ricci, which Christina Ricci is like, I just always think of her as Wednesday.
That's what, Christina Ricci, who? Yeah. Wednesday Addams.
Black hair, Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. But I actually ended up watching her in Pan Am. I don't know if anybody else watched that TV show because it did. I don't even know if it made it a whole season. But Pan Am, she was in Sleeping Hollow with what's his name, Johnny Depp. You know, just different things like that. Monster. She was just in a lot of different things. So Christina Ricci, a lot of people know. But then you have other people. You have Melanie Linsky. You have Tawny Cypress. You have Warren Cole. You just have all these different people in. The thing about Yellow Jackets, just to get out of the cast and into the actual storyline. So basically, you have a successful high school soccer team that is going to a championship. They're all on a private plane. I think it's one of the girls' fathers offers up this private plane to take all the girls, and the plane crashes. Mm-hmm. And so the thing that they have, it's basically about all the things that they have to endure by being survivors of this plane crash. So everybody, when the plane crashes, doesn't survive. But of those that do, you kind of follow their story from when they crashed to then them being older, and how they've dealt with everything since that plane crash. And it's a lot of flashbacks, flash forwards, that type of thing. So you'll have the younger version of the girls. And it's really, they did amazing casting because you don't even need explanations of who is the younger version of somebody. They're pretty much spot on dead ringers sometimes for exactly who they are playing.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
And it's amazing how they casted it so well. And so you just find out more about their individual journeys, what's been going on. It's another strange show. It's some weird,
some really weird
stuff that happens with that. And it follows them, like I said, when they're younger, and then you just jump forward to them being older with kids or whatever the case may be. And you're just trying to figure out how they've navigated it, because number one, they landed, and it's almost like that movie Alive. Well, so they land. They have no resources. They have really no adults almost around other than their coach, who is very hurt. And so basically the kids, like Lord of the Flies, have to figure out how to survive and live. And oh, by the way, maybe there's some cannibalism involved that we're still trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they kind of allude to it when they show some of the flash forwards, and there's some stuff in people's diaries that speak to it, and people are always asking them about it, but they keep it very hush-hush. So even, I think we're 6 or 7 or 8 episodes in,
I think it's like
we
7.
Still don't know, but... It's getting ready to end pretty soon.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how is it not?
We have to know.
We had to wrap some stuff up, unless the last episode of the season is going to be like bang or bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, all these little morsels of
everything
coming out. And so they do show early on, this isn't a spoiler, like some of them might have like lamb skin or deer skin or horns or whatever. Like they almost created this weird culty kind of like weird animalistic or something to that effect.
This is the thing. You said that. I never saw it as such.
Oh, really? So, but they had the stuff all over their face and everything. Like
no. Okay, so I didn't see it. Well, maybe I need to go back and watch again. Then maybe I missed something.
It's like clips, or I can't remember. Let me say this. I can't remember if it was in the first episodes or the trailer. But somehow they show that they
I remember seeing pink Chuck Taylors.
Yeah. And then they almost show, and I feel like this is the first episode, a hunting. Like that somebody's running in the woods and they're feeling like they're being hunted and that kind of thing. And the other thing that I've come to realize too is that there's a whole lot more young girls that are on the episode that are young than the ones that you're following when they're older. Now, it's like 4 or 5 main characters when they're older, but there's like 14 of them that are out there in the woods right now. So it's like, what happened to all these people? And some of them you find out about as the season goes on, but then others you're like, Now the one person I did want to just take a quick moment to talk about is Misty. Misty, which is Christina Ricci's role. Her role. Yeah, Wednesday's role. OMG. She was a hot mess in high school.
She scares me.
She's a hot mess in those woods, and she's a hot mess grown up.
Yeah, she scares me. Because I know there's people out there like that.
She is one of those people that she seems so sweet and so nice and so wonderful, but then at the same time, she is like poisoning people or killing people or doing
exactly.
It's like
what is happening, lady? What are you doing?
So she just sabotages everything, and she seems to get so much pleasure and joy out of sabotaging things. And I think she feels like she's doing it for the greater good. Like she doesn't even see it as a bad thing, but it's a bad thing. So I'll just leave it at that. But Yellow Jackets on Showtime, if you have a subscription, I would highly recommend just checking it out. It's different, it's weird, it's quirky.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it keeps your attention.
It keeps your attention.
And good storylines.
We haven't even touched
on half of the stuff that happens.
More than half of the things that happen.
In the show.
Like from young situations to
older situations. Yeah.
There's just somebody's eating dirt. Like it's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like,
it's a lot. There's cameras hidden places,
cameras hidden places,
random
glitter.
phone numbers, glitter, like
money.
Yeah, people just it's like that. But,
it's like that. So anywho, Yellow Jackets on Showtime. My hope is that, I think it's towards the end of the season, so my hope is that it does get picked up for a second season. But that is my number 2.
Yeah, hopefully the ending is good.
Because if it's not good, then that's going to be a long journey to not
waste
even
your time.
Well, I just feel like I won't feel like I wasted my time, but I will feel like there are questions that haven't been answered, and I can't say that they need to answer every question, but give me something so that way, if there's not a second season, I'm not just sitting there like, wait.
What I felt with The Lost Daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
what did I watch?
Wait, is this the credits already? Wait, is this like the Marvel films where I gotta fast forward and see what happens after the credits?
This and make sure that there's something at the end, which I hope people know at the end of almost every Marvel film, you have to keep going. Fast forward.
Yeah, do the credits. I think everybody knows that now. I think
all the way to the end.
All the way to the end.
I guarantee you there's somebody listening to this that has not known that. Well, that may not be a huge Marvel fan.
See, there are some they show credits and then with like CGI and everything, and like pictures and everything popping up, and then after that, before they do the rolling credits.
Then all of a sudden the screen goes black.
Yeah.
And then here comes a whole new picture again.
There will be two different, right after the one credits that still has like the people in the background or whatever, and then before it gets to the rolling credits, there will be a clip or something there, and then after the rolling credits, ever it comes up and it's like the peach comes up, this is Georgia or whatever. Then
there's another one.
There's another one.
Exactly. I will never forget. Like I think the first Iron Man that I saw, I just left. Like I had no idea that there would be something at the end of that. And then later I had heard something. And then even with a Black Panther, people left because they had never seen a Marvel movie before. They just went to go see Black Panther because that was just what they wanted to see. I was like, I even put it on my Facebook. I was like, did you see this clip where he was standing here?
Yeah, and they was like, wait, hold on.
And they were like, wait, huh? But it was because you had to wait through everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And then did you see
those are the people
Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Did you see that clip at the very end? Certain things.
But those are the people who are not fans of Marvel. They were just fans of the Black Panther.
Right.
That's the only difference about that. People who are Marvel fans, that after the first movie, they were just like, "Yep, I got to stay here. I'm not going anywhere." Yeah. The whole theater would be packed and everybody just sitting there.
Still sitting there, and the people that leaving why is everybody still
but
sitting here?
What's so funny? It would be packed and nobody's talking. Everybody, something like that. People eating popcorn, sucking on their straw, whatever. just still sitting there waiting for something to pop up.
Right.
Like, you don't want to miss it.
Yep. And that's what I would say the same for anybody who's watching Disney Plus and the WandaVision, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, all of those. Stay for a couple of those episodes till the end.
Just fast forward.
Or fast forward to the end, because some of them do have clips that take you to
little Easter
eggs and treasures and things like that you just wouldn't expect.
But you know what would really suck? What would really suck if...
Oh, and the new one, Hawkeye. I forgot about that.
Hawkeye
did you see the clip at the end of the Hawkeye one?
I did.
Okay.
Where's the spoon? But no, I will say that what would be really messed up in Marvel's place would be if they keep doing, if like they just stop all of a sudden just doing the end of the credit snippets.
And people just sit there waiting.
But then it's like 3 years later. Boom, another one comes up. Like 10 years later, boom, another one comes up. But that would be, I would love that. But I would love that.
Nah, I think they've already set a precedent. They just got to keep it going and keep.
Yeah. Are they CGIing Stan Lee in there? They have like poster of StanLee and all of the things. Because I know that they want him in all the movies.
He wasn't necessarily always in the post credits, but he was always somewhere in the movie. But I don't know if they're doing anything with that. But it could be that some of the newer ones that they just have, like you said, something with his name on it, or maybe it's even in the background where something just says Stan Lee or something. Like that.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. Like, something. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're going to continue that legacy of always having Stan Lee in the movies as well. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's your next one?
Okay, so my next one is Don't Look Up.
But I want to look up.
Don't look up.
Isn't there something in the sky that
don't
I need
look
to look
up.
up at?
Don't look up.
Don't look up.
No, don't look up. Don't look up.
All
right. So Don't Look Up. It is on Netflix.
Yep.
A Netflix original movie.
Yeah.
It has every famous person, everybody who has ever won an award is in this movie.
Does it have Meryl Streep?
Yeah, of course.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
What? Yes.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Of course.
Jonah Hill?
Why would you even ask that? You would already know. Huh? God, it's like everybody and their mama's in there. Like, okay, Kate Blanchett. Mm-hmm. Like, what? Tyler Perry.
Yeah, where did he come from? Right.
Okay, last time I saw Tyler Perry acting in something, it was either, was it Alex Cross? Or Medea. One of those, that was it.
Mostly Medea.
Yeah. But like,
you knew he could be an actual regular old actor.
I mean, he did good. Yeah, no, he did good. He did good. And then also Rob Morgan, Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, it's so many that we can't name them all. But the cast is great. The movie is a movie. It's a satire movie. So it's like a stupid satire. It's kind of similar to it. So have you ever seen the movie The Interview? That is also like that Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen. I feel like all of those are like, they have their own crew. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo man, I made a movie and you're going to be in it because you're in my crew. Mm-hmm. You're my top 5.
Like Adam Sandler and his people.
Yeah. You are in my top 10 along with Tom on MySpace. Okay, that is you. So in the interview, they're supposed to go to Kim Jong-il to go to Korea. To go and be able to talk to him and stuff like that. And the U.S. didn't want them going over, so that was the whole satire of this setup of going to do this interview. So it's a really serious movie that could probably have been like, it's like those kind of movies that's, man, this is really serious, but this movie is so dumb because it's making fun of how serious this fact is, but people are not smart enough
and not taking it seriously.
Yeah. But I will say.
Now, are you talking about Don't Look Up now? Or are you talking
Don't
about
Look Up. Don't Look Up. I'm just saying, like those type of movies in general. It's like it has a little bit of taste of Death to 2020 and 2021 that are also on Netflix. A little bit of taste of that. A lot of satire with that. But basically, it's these two astronomers. They are they're in like the lower level field, of being. Astronomers, they see a comet that's headed towards Earth and like that will destroy the Earth and like no survivors. And they like
big.
Yeah, and they're having to go and talk to, and these what do they call it? I just said the word.
Astronomers?
Yeah. I wanted to say astronauts just now. I don't know why. But these astronomers are played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. So, they now are like, we are going to die. And they're like looking at each other. They're like devastated. Just like, yo, this is the end of the world. We got to figure out how we can get the world to get together to take care of the earth. And they have to go, they go on like a Good Morning America / Today Show type show to go ahead and like talk about it. And they're just like, ha, that's funny.
Yeah, nobody takes them seriously. And everybody's like, oh, so when it hits, like, what are we going to do after? And they're like, there is no after. Like,
what Tyler Perry said, I hope it hits New Jersey where my ex-wife lives. Like, it's going to take out the entire world.
Globe, yeah.
The earth will be no more. Do you understand that? So, but yeah, people are just making fun of it. They're just like, so what's the percentage? It was like, it's 100% going to hit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so we don't like saying definites. Be like, okay, 99.9%. Be like, see, you said 100.
Yeah, it's not 100.
Okay,
yeah.
but look, it's just, it's like, you got to tell them, like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, just listen to what I'm saying. Like, why are you thinking about ways to have a come up on this, like, meteor comet thing? Like, it was so much stuff making fun of, like, the presidential re-elections and all this other stuff that we had. All of the, I don't know, everything was very how the United States is now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
left
like
or right.
And it's like, it's like a left and right, Republican, Democrat a little bit, but also like rich and poor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit of just showing the divisiveness of everything. And it's like, one of those things where it's like, okay, there's a comet that's coming to the earth. Of course, the politics side of it doesn't want people to know this because they know it will create mass panic. Then once people realize it, well, number one, you're going to see it before it hits you anyway. But once people realize it and that panic ensues, like what all unfolds from there. And the whole purpose is, are you a person who's going to look up? Or are you a person who, when they tell you don't look up, you just don't look up?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that's what was the whole thing. It was just like, look up. It was like, no, don't look up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
so then people take sides. Well, I'm just not going to look up there because it's not going to happen. And then there's other people who are like, no, I'm looking because I want to see when it comes and when it's getting ready to happen. And then when you can, because again, with 99%
somebody was like, all directions matter. It's like, really? Did you really say all directions matter? Like up and down? Yeah, it was like up and down. Like, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah.
The satire in it is one of those, because of this cast in it, it makes you, like, I watched the movie, but I don't think I laughed maybe but twice looking at the movie. But then also, like, I know what to expect from these people, these comedy people who were in the show. And then, like, so I could see it as being where some people, it was just like, oh, it was hilarious. Like, Jonah Hill was hilarious. But, like, Jonah Hill played the Jonah Hill. Like, that's his main character.
Have that much range sometimes. So, But I will say, for me personally, it wasn't even as funny as it was infuriating. Like, that was the part that it was infuriating, because you have people who are trying to tell you what is going on with the earth. Like now, let's say global warming. Yeah. Somebody trying to tell you something, don't worry about that. You're not going to be allowed to care about it anyway. Yeah. Don't worry about that kind of thing. So those are the kind of things that this satire kind of plays into. And it was kind of infuriating, because you literally, if you look up, you might see something that will tell you the truth.
But if the people keep telling you, no, don't look up. Oh, see, you looked up. See, that's just a conspiracy. It's all on you. It's just like, God, like,
how do you know that's real, what you see when you look up? And it's like,
because it's the sky and it's my eyeballs.
Exactly. So it was definitely one of those kind of infuriating, frustrating type of movies. But it kept me entertained. Like you said, keeps you entertained. And funny enough, as we were talking about post credits, that
one had a post credit. That's right.
So for anybody who watched that movie and saw the credits rolling and cut it off because it was on Netflix,
go back.
Just know, go back.
Because actually, you told me. You were the one that told me.
And the interesting thing is, there's something they refer to in the movie that if you don't watch the post credits, you won't see it comes full circle.
That you were absolutely right.
You won't see it come full circle, and you'll be like, that's weird that they talked about something, and then you never saw anything happen with that. And it's like, it happened in the post credits.
But definitely don't look up. It's funny. It is funny.
Yeah.
It is funny. But it's like just stupid satire funny.
Yeah.
It's like making fun of yourself funny.
Right. But again,
Or just but no, it's like watching somebody make fun of you. But it's funny.
It wasn't, like I said, for me, it was more infuriating than funny. I mean, it had some funny moments, but like when you're trying to tell the most important people in the world that the earth is going to explode, and they have you sitting in the hallway waiting for
20 some hours, what was it?
Yeah, it was like a whole day.
And you gotta pay.
And you had to come back the next day.
I know what? You had to come back the next day, and you had to pay for your free water and chips. What? You just charged me $20 for 2 bags of chips and 2 waters, and it's free.
But it's like those are the things that I was just like, oh my god, if that were me, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, time is ticking, people.
I'm pretty sure like it's one of two things would have happened. It would have been with me. I probably would have just been like, hey, I'm not waiting. So whatever meeting y'all gonna have, you're gonna have to have it over top of me yelling at you, telling you
that the world is coming to an end. Exactly.
Like Secret Service is gonna have to pull me out.
It's crazy.
Like now I have to go to Russia and talk to Russia because my president doesn't listen to me. Oh, now I have to go and talk to France, or now I have to go and talk to England.
Because that was, Meryl Streep was the president.
Yeah, Meryl Streep was the president. Yeah.
And her son was the chief of staff. So that puts some things in perspective when Jonah Hill's the chief of staff.
It's so funny. And then also with that, it's just like the things that was said. It was like, yeah there's my mom. Yeah, she's hot, huh? Yeah. She wasn't my mom, it's like what
inappropriate things. And then his relationship with Jennifer Lawrence was was kind of comedic. So
it's funny stuff in it. That's what I said, stupid satire funny. But check it out. Don't look up. It's definitely something to watch, to be entertained, in a kind of giggle way.
In a giggle way. Got it. All right.
Not a laugh out loud.
Not a laugh out loud.
All right. What you got now?
I have the 4400.
Ooh.
So, the 4400 is one of those shows that I started watching very late. So I literally during the pandemic started watching the 4400 first version, which was actually from 2004 to 2007. So they have 4 seasons. It's on Netflix right now. And they recently this year did kind of a retelling or a reboot of the 4400, and that is on the CW. And so for the first 4400, I mean, it really captivated me personally because you're kind of watching it and all of a sudden all these people just show up at the base of Mount Rainier in Washington State. And it's like, okay, why are there so many people out here? It's water, it's like a little valley, like what's going on? Why are there so many thousands of people here? And come to find out, they basically say this flash of light happened, alluding to the fact that it's aliens. And then these people just showed up who their family members and everybody thought were just missing. And so 4,400 people just happened to show up at the base of Mount Rainier, and they thought that they I took a nap and woke up and, But these people were from any time frame from like the 1940s till like maybe 5 years before 2004, and they just popped up, and they're like, no, like I literally look exactly the same. I'm the same age. Nothing happened to me, but they might tell them, no, it's been 50 years.
Yeah, it's like no. But like today is, talking like, I have to go out today because I have to go and get me some coffee. And you're like,
exactly.
Why are you talking like a can girl? Like, I don't understand why you're talking like that.
Exactly.
Oh, whatever do you mean? It's like, yo, this is 2020. Like,
at the time when it was like 2004 for the old one, because I'm still talking about the old show.
Oh, the old show, yeah. And so it's like, whoa, nobody talks like that.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically what happens is that, you're following the story of these people who were just going about their day. They got sucked up by an alien. They got plopped down at the end of at the bottom of this mountain. And then the next thing you know, they're like, well, let me go find my wife and kids. And everybody's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, we got to kind of quarantine you. We got to make sure you're not going to be, like, you don't have any illness or anything. You have been gone. People have thought you were missing. There were missing people's reports. They thought you were dead. Like, everything, And so, basically, it's like wives have, like, remarried. Husbands have remarried. Kids have grown up. You might look the same age as your child.
Exactly.
Or your child may have grown up and died.
Yeah, and then you're now the age of your child when your child died.
Exactly. And so, it's all these crazy scenarios that kind of happened. And so they came back But when they came back, because they were taken and quote unquote abducted, they have powers. So different people have different powers, and they try to keep a secret so that the outside world doesn't know this, because of course they're already kind of being shunned because of the fact that like, well, what happened to you? And this was a hoax, and we don't believe that anything really happened to you. And then lo and behold, as they start having these powers, people are like, oh, now we hate you and we're alienating you because you're like a superhero.
Yeah,
so,
you're mutant or whatever.
Exactly. So like you being able to teleport something from one table to another, or you being able to break somebody's bones and you haven't even really touched them, or you being able to just manipulate somebody's mind and make them say what you want them to say, things of that nature.
Heal yourself.
Right, things of that nature can happen for the old one. So that is kind of the flow of the old 4400. It was very like mainly non-minority cast of people who just had, been abducted, came back. Relationships didn't work out like you thought, so maybe they're starting new relationships. Maybe they're making relationships with people that they met as a part of the 4400, things of that nature. And then you have these cast members, which there's really not for either show, the new or old, there's not really a lot of actors that are like named actors per se. One, the main actor for the old 4400, he actually is somebody that you've seen and you'd be like, okay, I know his face, but I can't remember what I've seen him in before. And I can't remember his name right now. I'm trying to look him. No, but that's what I was going to say. It's not Mahershala. It's another actor that, it's like, okay, I kind of know him, but I really don't know his face, so to speak. And so he actually is kind of the main character you're following. And he becomes like back to being a cop, and he's just trying to research it all and trying to be the liaison between the 4400 and the outside world, so to speak. You have Mahershala Ali on there before he was known as Mahershala Ali. And he actually is playing one of the people who was from the 1940s. I think, well, he was in the war. He comes back, and he is like looking exactly as young as he was. Even though it's 2004, he looks like he was still in the 1940s. Has that tone, that kind of way in which talking and things of that nature that everybody's like, okay. But yeah, so it's kind of, it's interesting to just follow their stories and how it went. It was on for 4 seasons, so it was definitely good. It did end up, I believe, getting canceled to the point that you didn't have full closure. But then that goes to the new one, which is the 4400 kind of reboot. And the thing I'll say about that is that they actually went through, again, another cast of really unknown actors, but they basically have a mostly diverse cast. And what I like about this is that it's basically every character is a female, a minority, or somebody who is like a transgender or something to that effect. But it doesn't feel overdone.
Yeah, like you said, Sex and the City felt like it was
just Sex and the City felt like it was making it happen. And this, even though it was not a diverse cast in the beginning, other than like Mahershala Ali and his family, but for the most part with this one, it feels like because of today's times, they wanted to bring it to the point of these people being dropped. And in this case, it's going to be like in Detroit. So they're being dropped in Detroit, and you literally see the sky open up as green, people falling down from the sky, like plop, 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 like all these people just like raindrops just falling from the sky. So you really feel like it feels more like alien abduction thing. And like they'll even show like, oh, I just happened to be driving in my car and went to go open the door and swoop, I got sucked out by a green light, and then I got dropped. And the next thing I know, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later. And in that show, they have people even from the 1920s.
Yeah, from the 20s.
So because of the fact that it is more diverse of a show, it's interesting because you see the minorities who were like, interesting that I left in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe that they're still, like, I think one of the characters literally says, I can't believe in all this time we haven't made more progress, because now that they've dropped down, people are treating them different, ostracizing them, putting them in a hotel where they're trying to quarantine them. Funny enough, and they were talking about, like, the funny thing is when they ended up kind of realizing what the time was, because you have one woman who, she was just from, like, 2009.
Yeah.
You have somebody else who's from 1920. And they're like, they said, somehow, one of them's a lawyer. And she was like, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg, blah, 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 and the Supreme Court. Yeah. And the guy said, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, R.I.P. And she was like, what do you mean R.I.P.? And he was like, she passed away like Yeah, and she was like, wait, nuh-uh. And they were like, the 1920 person's like, Ruth Bader, what now?
What? Yeah.
And then the 1950s person's like, now y'all know there ain't no woman on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, oh, the new Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Yeah.
So it's like all these different people from all these different times all converging on this one conversation. And then one of the ladies, the main lady, Charisse, is just like, can you tell me what year it is? And when he says 2021, everybody's like, oh my gosh, like, wait, what? Like, what happened? So I like that this one does show you, like, everybody's story before they got abducted. It walks you through the stories of them interacting and engaging now. And it's just, I don't know, I've just found it extremely entertaining. And I will say my mom doesn't, or our mom doesn't get entertained by much. But this has really captured her attention.
Stuck.
She is on this and Manifest.
Yeah, this and Manifest. She's sitting beside you watching it after you told her, I told Dee about it. And then she wants to text me, hey, have you seen this? Mom, I'm upstairs. And yes, Nina's told me about it. And she's like, okay, yeah, Dee told me, he told me about it. Like, but we're saying the same thing to each other.
Yeah, it's too funny. So anyway, so that's my other show is just the 4400, just how they're hitting old world situations in a new world kind of way. I hope and pray that people watch it. Maybe this show will make some people watch it so that it can get a second season. I don't know if that'll happen or not. It's on the CW. Sometimes things just don't end up, sticking for different types of things. Like Containment for me was on the CW, and I love that show. Maybe I'll talk about that one day. And I think it lasted a season, and then you said
the same thing happened to Why the Last Man.
Same thing. But that wasn't on like the CW. But yeah, so anywho, that's what I have. So what is your last topic of the day?
All right, the last topic that I have is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
This is a great movie.
Okay.
I mean, of course, I watched Ghostbusters when I was little, but I mean, it was little. Like when Ghostbusters first came out, like when did it come out?
It was the 80s.
Like the 80s, yeah. I was like born. Yeah, just born. But great how it's all ties in together.
Okay.
It ties in from like the very first Ghostbuster up until now. Basically, that's how it feels. That's how it feels. It feels very much like this was better than the Ghostbusters with the female cast.
Oh, okay. I did watch that one. Okay.
And that one was funny.
Who's in this one?
Okay, so this one has some great people. Okay. Hold on, let me get to that. But the only thing was with the other one, it didn't have a lot of the original stuff in the one with all the female.
The original characters. It was like a reboot. It was like a retelling again. Not a reboot, but more
this
of a retelling.
One, this right here. Mm-hmm. Okay, this one is on point. Okay. It's I cried at the end. What? Yes, I was emotional. I was like, it's good watching it Ghostbusters though. But I mean, it was definitely good. All right, so it is a very heartfelt storyline. All right, so how do I start this out? Because I'm like all over the place with this. All right, so I wrote it down. So I wrote down this while I was watching the movie, and then I'm like, okay, scribble this out, put this up here, put this down here. So it might come out a little jumbled, but I'm going to try to do my best. All right, so it's about some kids and their mother. They get evicted from their apartment. That's how it starts off. Okay. Well, and that's how it starts off. It starts off at a house, and it's like everything's shadowy, like you can't see anything. Mm-hmm. But, and then I would say just to get into how the Ghostbusters come into play is some kids and their mother get evicted from their apartment and they have to find somewhere to go. So the mother has information prior to them getting evicted about her father passing away. Okay. So the landlord comes, hey, I need your rent. She was like, actually, you know what? Going to get my inheritance. Father passed away. He's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She's like, okay, that's great. Okay, awesome. Like I don't know the man. So they leave. They go. Like she takes her kids. I don't even know if she told her kids they were evicted. Actually, yeah, she hadn't told them. She takes the kids. Like, yeah, we're gonna go through Grandpa's stuff. I gotta meet this lady. Let's go ahead and get this inheritance. Sell this house. We can be out. And like the little boy's like, we can sell the house and be out. She's like, yeah, about that. So this is where we're living now because we got evicted. Oh, okay. So she tells them when she's at the new house. Yeah, she tells them like while they're standing inside of this cobweb filled, looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking house. Yes, it's like run down. It's very, very run down. It's called On the Dirt Farm. because the man who was there, her father, used to till dirt all the time.
Okay.
Every day, and nothing ever grew. So
Well,
he would till, he would water, he would do all this stuff to the dirt.
And nothing.
Nothing ever happened. Okay. So that's why they called it the dirt farm. They were like, yeah, you know, like the crazy man from Old Dirt Farm. You know, that's what it was. So while they're like getting all this, the kids are getting all this information, like now they're having to, okay, now I have to adapt. I have to adapt to moving from the city into the deep country, like outskirts of the suburbs.
Okay.
In order for and I have to start all over again. I have to meet new friends. I didn't even tell my friends goodbye because I thought we were coming back.
We were coming back home.
It was I didn't. Yeah. So now the teenage son, he's trying to meet people. He's trying to get a little job, trying to get a little girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those kids. He's out there. Okay. His little sister, not so much. Oh boy. She knows in a book all the time, barely looks up to people. Like her mom was like, hey honey, all you have to do if you want to meet new friends is just open your mouth and talk. And the little boy, but her teenage son was like, Mom, that was the worst idea for you to ever tell her to do. He's like, watch. Tell me a joke, and she tells a joke, and it is a dad joke. This is a old man. This is a 47, 50-year-old man joke.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, kind of how do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. That kind, those kind of jokes. And then he just turns around, and looks at his mother, who's just like, okay, so the boy gets a little job. The girl, she goes into summer school. Okay. Who is her summer school teacher? None other than was the sexiest man alive? Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's just how they all get soaked. It's sucked into.
So where are the ghosts?
Into the Ghostbusters thing, because see, this is the thing. I'm just getting into it. Though. Oh, okay. So once they get into the house and everything, the little girl goes downstairs and she finds something, and it's what is this thing? It's a ghost trapper.
The ones the Ghostbusters used to have on their back and the suck in and get Slimer and all that.
Okay. Yeah. So now she's at school. She actually ends up going to summer school. So in summer school, she pulls it out. She's showing this to this little kid beside her. His name is Podcast. I like him. He has a little microphone with him. Records everything. And then the teacher, Mr. I can't remember what his name was, but Paul Rudd comes up and he was like, man, this is a great replica. And then it
clicks open.
It's it kind of opens up and shuts really quick. He's just like, where did you get that? And then they were trying to figure out if it was authentic and everything. So, and then from there now, stuff is happening all around the town because the kids go open it up. Now there's ghosts.
Other ghosts who released.
Got released, yes.
So now everything is, the chaos ensues.
Yeah, so now the whole thing is about, I let something out, but now I got to put it back in.
So now the kids are the ones being the Ghostbusters trying to...
Yeah.
Pull back everything.
Yeah. It's heartfelt. The end of it is so good, so sweet, so kind. Just
And do they have any of the old cast members in there playing different roles or cameos or anything like that?
I don't.
Well, because one of them passed away.
I don't
want Dan Aykroyd and Ernie.
I want to say something that is great to say, but I don't want to put any spoilers out there. Okay. I will say that. But. There's a lot of things more that I could say, but I just don't want to make any spoilers. So okay. Definitely watch it. Is
it for kids, or do you think that it's more teenagers?
Preteen, teenage, up until 90 years old. Okay. I will just say really quick, the cast. Kids are played by Finn Wolfhard. The guy, the kid from Stranger Things.
Oh, Finn.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So he's on there. The McKenna Grace, she is a great little actress. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV shows Troop Zero. She's on that. She's been on a couple of different things. The mother is Carrie Coon. She is a really good actress as well. She's played on a lot of different stuff. And then, Sexiest Man Alive, Paul Rudd.
All right, in the house. All right, awesome. So Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, definitely catch that in a theater near you.
There you go. Now, how did you watch that again? Was it on Netflix or?
I can't remember, but I think it's in theaters now, near theaters, and I can't remember what else.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Well, that's it.
Thanks. So there we go. Those are the top things for us this week. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening with us. Come back and join us same time, same station on Sundays for Sestra-Tainment. We're going to go ahead and leave you guys to our wonderful theme music. Everybody have a wonderful 2022, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.